Hello, it's me Andy from Rog-Strix-X570-F-Gaming. Hope we're having a great day. We are playing Planet Coaster. We carry on from where we left off, doing a boat ride and the big wheels spot. We've gone over to the bridge. I'm going to build some shops and build a building across the bridge. A bit old-fashioned style, having buildings across the bridge. But we're all on the old-fashioned stuff. We're in the pirate zone, so that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do, we're going to link the top part, bit on the right there, and the corner piece, and the bridge going across the river as one whole block. So we need two shops at the tops tier and houses going across the bottom bridge. All as one at the end of the day. Should look nice when it's done. Yeah, it actually becomes a bit of a nightmare actually doing this thing and trying to line it up with a bridge is another nightmare on its own. We end up making about 3 or 4 buildings, I think, or 5 or 6 buildings all in one to get it all right, and we take it apart and several times, I think, to get it right. Change the brick several times over. Have to move the track as well because we make a tunnel, so the track has no problem coming through with the boats. So yeah, it goes on. At the end of the day, it's one of those things really. But you just got to keep looking at it, say, okay, where do I go next? What do I do next? This is a good thing about Planet Coaster, where you can make loads of buildings and stick them in each other. At the end of the day, otherwise we'd never get it right. We'd have to make it all square otherwise, and we don't want to make it all square. Yeah, so we get here, so we're making a second building, line up with the bridge. I mean, it's all moving on quite nicely. I mean, it's hard to actually work out, okay, where do we put each building? The only thing I forgot to do, which I actually wanted to have the bridge as a bit of an observation spot, and I ended up blocking it all after making the buildings, and it was too difficult to change it afterwards, considering how many buildings we got stuck together. So I just had to put up with it. End of story. But it all comes together quite nicely at the end of the day. You just obviously just got to keep going back, looking at it. Is it all lined up nicely? Again, we want all the brickwork to match each one. By splitting the bricks up, we can actually see if they're actually all in line with each other at the end of the day, which is a good thing. It just takes time at the end of the day. How are we going to go about doing it all? So we get this far, and I'm just trying to work out a roof shape to go together. And see what we think. And obviously underneath we're trying to obviously work out a tunnel as well. I have to say, if a roofer come around my house, if I designed a house, they'll probably say there's no way we're building your house, your roof is a nightmare. Well, at the end of the day, I don't like anything plain and boring. At the end of the day, got to have a unique house, haven't we? this is one of those situations where I should have built the bridge. Well, I actually built the bridge way before I built the boat. But I should have built the building across the bridge before we put the boat in. So when I come to do the second one, the second boat trip, if I go ahead and make it, I will certainly do the bridge. If I do the same thing again, build a building first, because it just becomes a bit of a nightmare. The track's in the way, and sometimes you don't realise you've put all these blinking planks in and barrels in, and you've still got attached to the other building, and you delete one. You think, well, where's my boat building gone? It becomes a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, it's only taking shape. At the end of the day, we're just trying to work out, okay, where we take the tunnel, how far we go over to the left-hand side, and so at this time I thought, okay, I'm gonna build it both sides of the bridge. So I thought, no, I'm going to extend it even further and do buildings on the other side. So I'm giving myself more nightmares, really. At the end of the day, not making life easy for myself, but it's like, no, we'll do that at the end of the day. But again, I should have done all this before putting the track. But, that's the way of life, and you learn by your mistakes. It's one thing about a game, innit? At the end of the day, you can just blow it up bit by bit and just start again. So I got this situation. I thought, I'm looking at it, and I thought, I need to bring the building further and further over. And then I've not made it long enough. At the end of the day, I thought, oh well, where do we go? At the end of the day, it looks a right boring, ugly building at the moment. That's a dead cert. It looks, when we finished it, it looks alright, but it's like most buildings when they've got no windows and things on it, it looks really, really nasty. So now I'm just bringing everything over at the end of the day, make it further before we get to the other side. Again, when I build, I just find out, you do something, you look at it, I don't like that, I need to do something else to it, I need to change it, and then you just keep improving. Now there's a lot of people out there that draw the building what they want to do first, and I've got no problem with that. I ain't got time to do drawings, and then I'm crap at drawing. I just find it easier to just play around with it and, oh god, that's better, I've improved now, and that's better. Or don't like that, destroy at the end of the day, and you just go on until you got it right. At the end of the day, as I said, it's a game. At the end of the day, we can do these things. We're not building a real thing in real life. So we've extended it at the end of the day. Let's look at the right. Now I just got to try and sort out the front of this building. It just don't go right. And then with these planters in there, I need to come out. And then delete these. Need to change the pathing as well. The pathing needs to try and sort out as well. This is the other nightmare, because we all know how bad the paths are in this game. Trying to put it together can be a right pain in the butt. At the end of the day, well, it all comes out alright in the end. As I found out in the past, it's easier to go back on the paths, delete them all, go back to the smallest size path, attach the shops and everything, and then spread it out, then attach the rest of the path to it. Only thing I don't like about it, I've got that curve where it goes into the shops, and I would rather have kept it square, but it wouldn't stay square. There's nothing I can do about it. Just the way it goes. So now I've just come under the bottom, just extending the tunnel, make sure it's got to the right position. I made a bit of an error here. I mean, it looks okay, but it's actually building wise. What I should have done, I should have put all the windows in and all the woodwork and all the features and everything on the right hand side building. Because when you got the two buildings close together, it's very, very difficult to actually work inside at the end of the day. And I should have made the second building as a separate building. And then I should have attached it, because then I could have pulled the building on over to one side, put all the windows and features in, and put it in position. Yeah. So a bit like I done when I done the coaster. You remember when I done the coaster, the second building, I moved it out, pulled it back. Yeah. Should have done that on this bridge. I mean, even though I could get the windows in at the end of the day, it does come quite a bit difficult, because there's not a lot of space in there, and the camera moves around. You know what it's like, the game. But it's one of those things. Try and remember in the future. At the end of the day, You just got to remember the way the game plays at the end of the day. Okay, I've jumped the gun a little bit here. Moving on, I've painted the wall on the buildings and I'll finish off the other side. They've got no wood or windows are in. I mean, it's just basically the basic building. Now, I don't know if you remember, I said I was going to bring up a garden up these stairs and attach them to the buildings up here. Well, I said I was going to bring the garden up at the time the buildings weren't there, and now the buildings are built. Now I'm going to bring the garden up. So now I've got the old flowers, the wisteria, which I think it's supposed to be, growing up the old trellises. Attaches it to the wall and the building. Get some roses in there now, a bit of colour at the end of the day. And then we'll work on the building, get all the framework and everything done, and the windows done. Looks like we've got a 19 now. Might have to change that. Yeah, 19 years in the making. Yeah. So now we've got all the windows in. It's all nice to take shape now. It's starting to look like a building instead of that plain looking square blob we had earlier. Yeah, I put the old white brick in there like I did on the other side. Well, one to match up with the buildings on the other side. Just to make it stand out really. So we've got the wood, the rustic, and the castle, the original castle building brick on it as well, and the other soddy brick to do the tunnel. It's a pity they don't make that bit, the tunnel bit, the curve piece, in the original brown part. It's a bit of an odd one that. It's like, well, you've come up with a unique piece and it's only available in that castle piece. It's like, really? Why can't you make it at the end of the day, so I can match it up? It don't look that bad, it don't stand out that bad. But it's okay, we'll put a bit of seaweed and things in there later. And we'll bring the wisteria across as well. At the end of the day, get some green in there. Add some more lights. At the end of the day. probably say, well, you put the wrong windows in. No, I've done that deliberately. I thought the other ones are made out of concrete, and I think concrete and on a wooden wall ain't going to go together. So I put the wooden ones on there, on the wood piece. So just finish off a bit of wood finish at the end of the day. So we ain't got no buildings down below on the castle, the real brown castle brick at the end of the day. That's sort of like a damp course. We don't want to go down there. That's going to be the cellar sort of thing. There'll be all the water rats running around. You don't want to go down there if you can help it. Yeah, now you'd be right if you say I put the wrong windows in. Yeah, I did put the wrong ones in. But I do change them at the end of the day. Just didn't realise it when I was doing it, especially after I made sure they were wood on the other bit. So we should change it. I think yeah, it's all coming on quite nicely now. At the end of the day. Yeah, you can see that though. The white don't go well with the wood. At the end of the day, just don't go well. At the end of the day. So, what episode are we on now? 12, 13 or something like that. So in theory, we done what, a third of the map. So you could say we're going to have another, what, 20, 24 episodes to go. And then we'll move on to possibly Planet Zoo. I have to say I do prefer Planet Coaster to Planet Zoo. But then again, I'll need to have another look at it because obviously when it first came out, it was a buggy mess. And I still believe they should have really integrated it into Planet Coaster. It'd be nice because then we've had an updated engine so we can play around with the water a lot more. And then we could have had the zoo elements into Planet Coaster, so it'd be twice as many building bits, which would have been great. I do think they made a mistake there, a big mistake. So otherwise, building wise, it's all taking shape. Yeah, I've still got all those windows on the right. It's all done by the end of the video, by the way. Well, I think it is anyway. I can't remember. We get the right windows in this side, the old wooden windows. Now, I'm not sure if I made a mistake there. We've got this side's wider than the other side. I don't know if I've done that deliberately or it was just a mistake. I'm not worried. I don't like having duplicate buildings. That's a dead cert. I just hate it. I just like everything to be a bit weird. And I do hate like modern architecture. Well, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in the UK, I hate going around on an housing estate and say, well, my house is the same as your house, and then I thought, it makes me sick, really. So it does my head. It's like, can't you builders come up with something different? Like, why you got to always make them like rows and rows of houses all the same with each other? It's quite boring, I have to say. As I said earlier, it can just be difficult, obviously, putting things inside. And you know, I don't know if you noticed, but I had an hole there under this bit sticking out. I need to fill in, get that fixed. Now you're probably wondering about why have I not done the big round tower under the stairs. well, it matches up with the other brickwork, the other side. I thought I'd leave that orange. At the end of the day, so I did look out changing it all the way around the flower beds and changed it. I thought, oh, actually, I prefer the orange. At the end of the day, yes, I did give it a test run, and it just breaks it all up at the end of the day. But yeah, it's coming on. Yeah, I use different roofs this side. If you didn't notice, I just thought I'd break it up this side over to the other side. I had to adjust the roof here to realise, so I made them equal. I thought, with the stairs in this, it was too low. Didn't realise I'd have to chop this bit off, the bottom off, and then just add the top part. So we go back, fix those windows I made a mistake on. At the end of the day, just get the finishing touches in. I mean, it's looking alright now. And then like I said, it just takes time to get done. I mean, I don't know how many hours I spent doing it, but it's alright. Can't complain. Just got the flowers in, the lights done, and the normal stuff to make it stand out a little bit more. So we got here, we done a little bow there, put some flowers in, the flags on. It's all looked quite nicely. Just trying to figure out what I want to put out the front here. Whatever I put out the front here, I'll probably destroy later when I start putting in buildings and other things at the end of the day. So that's looking alright. I mean, obviously this will be filled in when we get buildings and rides done. Okay, let's finish off at the end of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and don't forget to comment as well. And yeah, laters all.